Welcome to Great Zimbabwe. Now this is the entrance. So you can see the World Heritage Site. This is the World Heritage Site. Everyone knows about, if you have to talk about Zimbabwe, don't forget about Great Zimbabwe, because this is where the name of Zimbabwe came from, right? Zimbabwe, Ibwe, the rocks, that's where it comes from. So whenever we talk about Zimbabwe, we don't forget about this monument. So now that's where I want to show you. Let's go. Travel.
Hello everyone, my name is Trevor. Welcome to my Great Zimbabwe adventure. We begin at the reception where we paid and started exploring the incredible site. I have split the journey into 3 episodes: the Hill Complex, the Shona Village, and the Great Enclosure. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out.
We are right here. We have to move to the Creo shop. Then from the Creo shop we buy some drinks. Then we go up to the Hill Complex. Then from the Hill Complex we go down again. Then through the Creo shop we go to Shona Village. Then after Shona Village we are going to come through this Great Enclosure. Then after we see everything about Great Enclosure, then we come back to the museum. Then after the museum we are back here at the main gate. That's where we are right now. So let's go, guys.
You begin at the base of the granite hill, where a narrow passage leads upwards. In the old days, this entrance was closely watched by guards. The hill complex was the home of the king and his family. Not everyone was allowed in. Only important people like priests, messengers, and the trusted workers. This was the most secure place in the city. Now we were going higher and higher. You start climbing higher. In ancient times, climbing this path meant you were coming into the king's world, a place of power and respect. From here, the king could see the valley below and control trade routes that reached as far as Mozambique's coast, where gold, ivory, and beads were exchanged for clothes, ceramics, and other goods from Arabia, India, and China.
This portion is a little bit easier.
Yeah, than that one.
Yeah, that one was hard.
If you nowadays you are feeling it's very hard, it's very difficult for you to climb with this way.
Yeah.
What about that way? They normally used that one.
Yeah. As you see now, this part, this is the junction.
Yes.
This one was the ancient one, and this one is the terrace way. Right? Go there.
Yeah.
Terrace.
Nowadays they use what we call motion sensors for them to manage the whole movement. So there's no way the rocks can fall while it's not reported in the computers. Like,
So where are the motion sensors?
I will show you. I will show you. They feel any movement on these walls as they modernize this thing. So you see where
My people, you see now,
where we are going.
there's not any cement or something.
Yeah.
Look, no cement or something, just rocks.
Pure rocks.
But how were they making these rocks flat like?
This rock is a granite rock, so it's very easy to shape a granite rock the way you want.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, so are they the ones who were shaping this, or they were just picking them like this?
They were shaping, they were picking and shaping all together because all the rocks are not the same. You see. So where we are going right now, we are going through a passage, like a blood passage. If an enemy managed to enter, going up to the king to attack the king or to attack something in the top. When the guards, the soldiers, realized that there is an enemy, the enemy was going to be trapped here. Like it's a passage. So what they did, they simply leave you and you can enter this like you are trying to go up. You know what? A thief enter the way the thief walk, like So they leave you while you are at the middle of this passage. They start throwing the rocks from the top.
Now we were entering the winding passage. The path is squeezed between the giant rocks. This was no accident. The builders used the natural shape of the hill to make it harder for the enemies to attack.
We are almost, but we are not yet. As you can see, we now have the better view again. Now we are seeing where the king's wife was staying, and that's the Great Enclosure. Unfortunately, you can't see the Shona Village, but we can go to the point where you can see all of those. Yeah. Okay. So, my brother, as you can see, the door is short, and there are some taller people who can't enter. Which even me, is at the end. You can see I can't enter while he's standing. Why? It was done like that. It was a way to bow to the king. You are entering the king's premises,
So you have to bow.
you have to bow to respect.
Okay.
So that's why this door is very short. It's not like the normal doors we used to know. So it's the way of entering here. We're going through while we're bowing to the king.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, come and see. Let me show you. So this thing is going to force you, either you are a king from somewhere, you have to bow for the king of this point. So me, I'm gonna start bowing for my king. Oh, Igwe. You see? Right. Now we are at you, my king. We give you all the respect.
We reached the first open space. At the top, there is a terrace where guards once stood, watching for travelers or danger. In peaceful times, this space was also used for messengers to deliver news to the king. Imagine the excitement when caravans of the traders arrived, bringing goods from faraway lands.
These are these small conical towers. Where is the biggest one? It's down there.
Yeah, the biggest is in the Great Enclosure.
It's down there.
Yeah.
Okay. So from here, where was the king sleeping?
Up right there.
So this whole structure was just designed for the king to stay, to sleep. It's just for the king, like king's palace. Okay. So king's people, where were they staying? Like
King's people,
like the village.
The village. Yes. Down there.
Ordinary people lived in the valley. The king stayed up here, away from the crowds, showing his special status.
So what was protecting the king's wife?
They put another soldiers.
Who was bringing like the king's wives from there to the king?
Oh, yeah, now we see. I'm going to show you the phone which we used by those guys.
Okay.
They are very
So guys,
clever.
let's go for the call, the king's call.
All
right.
Look at it right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we see. Now we have a clear view of what's happening. So that one is a Great Enclosure.
Yes.
In what about?
You see those walls? Those walls.
Yeah.
That's where the king's wives were staying.
The
king,
whole complex.
Yeah. The king have got 200 wives.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where the king's wife stays.
So which means?
And this I think these bushes, all these bushes, my brother, there were a lot of soldiers there.
Don't ever try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and that one is a Shona Village.
It's just a resemblance of the Shona Village.
Yeah, it's a resemblance.
But actually, which means going up there, you see there.
Yes.
Going the whole there was the Shona Village, everywhere going around in a radius of about 100 kilometers.
Yeah.
From this point. this thing was ruling.
Yeah.
So this was a
The
big
king
thing.
was ruling.
The king was ruling.
The king was ruling.
Sam.
So yeah, we are entering.
Now we're going to the next step. We still
Right.
We still
I was talking about the enemy, right? That time, man.
Yeah.
If the enemy managed to pass through the blood
This
passage and pass through all these things,
Yeah.
he was going.
Wait.
Yeah.
What was happening here?
This one.
Entertainment area. What?
That one you see, that shed was a kitchen. If the first wife wants to cook for the king, she was going to come from that side and cook for the king. Okay, so yeah.
Which means here there will be maybe guards or something.
Yeah.
Any action, you know, at the
Yeah,
palace,
any
there's
action. Yeah.
just that action
Yeah.
happening. There were action, guys.
Along the path,
So yeah.
there was a stone stairway. Amazing. It was very steep, narrow steps made from perfectly shaped granite blocks. In the old era, this stairway was a symbolic. It led to the royal and sacred spaces.
If the enemy managed to come through that side,
Yeah.
he was going to enter this side and trap inside. There's nothing there.
Nothing is going on.
Same applies.
So let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. We have to show people. Come.
So, right. This is Zimbabwe. Why can't you leave your shoes behind, my brother?
Oh, I thought you were going to go continue.
No way. There's no way.
Yeah, you said there was no way here.
Yeah.
They're going to stuck here.
Yeah. You see.
Okay.
So those guys were going to be trapped here, and also, I think there were a soldier on top of this, seeing everything.
We're going to join you.
The palace is
Right. You see exactly. You see this tree.
Yeah.
We call it munanza. This one.
Oh,
So
they use it to go down. My God. Mind.
Soldiers could hide above the rocks and defend the entrance. The people here were skilled at building the granite without mortar.
guys,
And
let's
the
go.
walls are still standing
Aluta continue.
after
We found out
700
that
years.
this way leads to nowhere.
Yeah.
Right? This way leads to nowhere, which means it's also another protective measure for the king. The king must always be protected. We all know that everyone wants to be the king, so we must protect the king by all means. So this structure was also one of the ways to protect the king. Asante san. Asante. So we are back at that junction again. We came from this point, right? But now we want to go to this point and see what's happening there, because we have to reach where the king was staying. Okay, this one. Where is it?
This too was a trap.
So this is
Leads
one
to
of the
nowhere.
trips again. Leads to nowhere.
Yes,
Right? You are an enemy, like a soldier. So you come, one of the guys you want to split, then you go this way, right? You have a bow and arrow. Then you come, you see this guy, I'm dead. You understand?
Even if
So
you-
it's a trap
yeah.
point. Even there is
Even if
Don't
you
be-
try, even if you try to go back,
when you try to go
another
back,
soldiers will come.
then the others
because
are in.
this one is very open. Like
So
they,
now
they can see
everyone
you.
can see from there. There will be arrows coming from that point.
Yeah. No way.
Yes. There will be
You're
arrows
only
coming,
facing
millions of arrows facing you, and you are a bunch of fools waiting here, dying like rats. Yeah. And
So-
some will be in trees.
You see.
Arrows to the. Now we are still on the way to the king, right?
Yeah.
Let's go.
The king was very, very protected, my brother.
Hey.
And
Okay. Then
Right.
here, again,
what's written
same
here?
story.
Yeah.
That what happened there happens here. So
Yeah.
you see, these were the ways to reduce the number of soldiers, right? The number of soldiers start to reduce from the ground, from the
Yes.
bottom,
Yes.
right? Maybe the enemy has got 100 fighters, soldiers. You manage to pass that point, you go to another stage. The rocks, you know where we showed today, there is a small part they throw you rocks. Maybe few of you manage to pass through. You go to the next trip again, you go to there, you go to that point. You're still going to die anyway. The king is going to be drinking tea and coffee, relaxing.
Tea,
Yes.
my hell.
My hell. Okay. Once again, my followers, this is another trip again. because you guys, you will be not knowing where the king is, right? So if you don't know the king is, you try to go everywhere, right? So you go there, you die. You go there, you die. Some of you guys, you try to split to this point, you still gonna die. You understand? So this one was a very protective measure for the king, right? So me, I'm going to show you where the king was, relaxing while you guys are dying.
The king, you're going to come through this shrine. Maybe it was called where the ngangas of the king stays.
Okay.
You see. So right here, that's where all the vetting take place with the ngangas. If you have made appointments with the king, they are not going to say, go ahead and see the king. So they see you know the ngangas, what the ngangas do, what they believe.
The force.
Yeah, they
So what
see.
is it? Is it trying to say? Is say some of the things, right? When in the long days, even nowadays, the armies, when they want to attack you, they send spies. You know the spy. He comes like a good person, right? So now here, this is where they're going to do a spiritual vetting.
Yes.
Maybe you manage to pass there because there's only soldiers. So this is a spiritual vetting section. There will be the
Sangoma.
you know to understand. Yeah. Those are who were here. They're going to vet you and say, hey Baba. Then they'll call one soldier to come and snap you.
Definitely you're going to die.
So they will scan you. Eventually you're going to die before going to the king.
Yeah.
But if you're a nice person, then you continue with your mission.
If you have good intentions with the king,
Yeah.
you're going to proceed. You know, you see, it was difficult to reach where the king is.
Yeah.
It was very, very difficult. Yeah. So now we are heading to the king's phone, where king used to call his wife, or he used to send a message down.
So
Yeah. Right here was the king's phone. Like, even the king wants to drink my ale. He was going to come here. Or if even the weather is very harsh, you can come here. As you can see, it's very cold here.
Then they
Isn't it?
put fire here.
Going to put fire and do that things. So if the king wants someone down there, or if the king feels like today he needs Mamoy or Masibanda, he was going to send a message, and someone was going to dance it out. You hear Maungiras, the echoes.
okay.
Mind.
Mind.
You hear the echoes. So when the echoes reach down there, people in the Shona Village, they were going to respond. When they hear that there's someone who is requested there, they were going to respond with the ululating, like, woo, you can hear it. But right now, unfortunately, it's in the morning. I think they are not yet there, but
They can do.
yeah. Even if we try to make a sound here, let's try.
Okay.
Let's try.
Okay.
Let's try.
Okay. So we're going to call our wife.
Let's say Manyoni.
Ah.
Yeah. So. Oh, there's no response. Let's try again.
You hear that one?
You hear the sense.
You hear the sound?
So that's how
Okay.
they call, and you can hear the echoes moving, like.
Okay.
Yeah.
We started exploring the royal enclosure. To the side, there is a smaller walled section, believed to be the king's private space. This was where important meetings took place and where treasures from trade were stored, which is gold dust, copper, ivory, even Chinese porcelain. Having foreign goods showed the king's wealth and his power over far-reaching trade networks. Every kingdom has its own sacred courtyards. You step through a stone opening into the main area at the summit. This was more than just a king's home. it was a spiritual space. Here, the king and the high priest held ceremonies to speak to the ancestors, asking for protection, rain, and guidance for the kingdom. The Shona people believed that the king was connected to the spiritual world. So this courtyard was treated with deep respect.
Chest, body, wing.
All right. So,
I'm sorry.
all right. Then
Right, it's the way to that point. And so let's go there.
all right. Thank you. So which means, so in the meeting, they used to, the elders were sitting here.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And then the king was there.
The king was up there.
Okay. Then they will do the direct meeting.
Even the ceremonies that
Yeah,
they were taking place here.
So this one we are in the ceremonial enclosure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we may also call it the Eastern Enclosure.
Eastern enclosure. Okay. All right. I think this one were done by spirituals. Who? Because how can they? This one comes like a Zimbabwean bed like this. Yeah, because no one can lift this thing.
So right, we are going to where
We are under the bed.
right.
King is going to be standing right on top here with these trusted guards, right? And that's where his people down there, the village, the wives, and. So now we are in the parliament. Tikutonga mchinda. Akabata mukadzi wemunhu. Akabata chibharo mukadzi wemunhu mchinda. Exactly. Ndo zvawakaita.
Wow! What an amazing experience exploring the hill complex of Great Zimbabwe. The climb was worth it, and the history up here is truly unbelievable. This is just the beginning of our journey. In the next episode, we will be exploring the Shona Village. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share so that you won't miss what's coming up next.